Hi there, you are listening to the Being Unstoppable podcast, where we talk about being unstoppable in your brand, business, and life. I'm your host, Caralee Fontanelli, and as an entrepreneur, lawyer, course creator, and author, I understand what it takes to strive for the next level. Through 20 years of having several businesses, making a ton of mistakes, and celebrating loads of success, I love to share my secret sauce, tips, and strategies on how you too can become unstoppable. Welcome to another episode of the Being Unstoppable podcast. I'm Caralee, and I'm so glad that you are tuning in. I hope that you are having a fabulous day, no matter where it is that you are tuning in from, and no matter what you are doing. You're likely sitting in the car in the traffic. I spend a lot of time listening to podcasts while I'm doing that, or you might be getting ready in the morning, or you could be out on your walk, walking the dog. Wherever you're tuning in from, I hope that your day is looking fabulous today. Before we get started, I am going to read out one of my latest reviews. Thank you so much to Ty for this review. Loving this podcast. Caralee's podcasts are full of practical tips and inspiration for living a full life, sprinkled with humor and honesty. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. If you would love to leave a review, that is honestly the best way of you saying thank you for this podcast. So you can head on over to iTunes and scroll down to the bottom. There is an area where you can click on the stars, and then you can also leave a review underneath. If you would like to leave your Instagram handle or your name, I will most certainly give you a shout out too. So today we are going to be talking about the benefits of niching in your business. It is such a tricky thing, and you can be very challenged with niching down your business and your offerings. The reason that we can be challenged is that we worry about minimizing business opportunities when it comes to niching down. We think that if we specialize too much and we niche to serve only one sector of the potential audience, that then we are going to miss out on business. And particularly when we get started, that can be so challenging. However, when we are starting a business, it can be one of the best things that we can do. Now, I'm going to explain this further, and we're going to get stuck right into the nitty-gritty of it. I remember when I was starting my law practice, we were actually a general practice for a number of years before I took this practice over. We did a bit of this and a bit of that. So we did conveyancing and leasing and wills and estate matters. In the mix, we'd throw in a bit of family law, and we'd do a bit of commercial work as well. So there was all sorts of areas of law going on in this tiny little practice, which at that time was a one-man show. Now, I was working in the firm at that time prior to being a lawyer. So I was very much observing everything that was going on. And what I observed was that it was really, really difficult to be across everything for a start. You can't possibly go deep in your knowledge when you are spreading yourself across a lot of different areas. So this goes for any business, not just in law, but any business that you have. So when I took over the law practice, I had a passion for family law, and that is why I went to uni. So I knew that I was going to be a family lawyer. So I wanted to niche the business down. What that meant, though, is that I had to get rid of some service areas that were generating massive amounts of money every month. So I got rid of, say, conveyancing initially, and it was generating at the time about $20,000 a month. So imagine cutting an area of your business off, a department or a product or a service, where you are now going to lose $20,000 a month. It was really frightening, and I was definitely scared of doing it. But when I delved in really deep into the numbers, I realized that that area of the business, even though it was generating an income of $20,000 a month, it was not providing any profit. In fact, it was costing the business money. So by cutting that practice area out of the business and refocusing fully and only on family law, we were able to scale much faster. And you know what? The month that practice area got cut out, or that service got cut out of the business, I actually gave the business to another law firm who specialized in conveyancing. I handed all the files over to them and said, here you go. Thanks so much for taking them off my hands, which, was a scary thing to be doing. But the month that we did that, the work just flowed on in for family law. So we started attracting a whole range of clients for family law because now we had made the switch. We were specializing in this area. So I know what it's like to niche down, and I've done it in my other business as well. And it's challenged me because I've thought, oh, but I want to serve this person. And what about this person? But the reality is that you can't serve everybody and you can't be for everybody. And if you are being for everybody, then you're kind of being for nobody. Yes, it will challenge you to niche down. It will 100% challenge you. But I want to talk to you about how it can actually benefit you and help you in the long term. So the first thing is that you limit your competition. You see, if you're offering a general service, then you are competing with all of the people that are offering the same generalized service, as well as the ones that are niching. Whereas when you are offering a niche service and you are picking a niche where you are really digging in deep, you are then catering for very specific target audiences, whereby you are then not competing with everybody else. The next thing is that it's really easy and much cheaper to advertise when you are targeting a niche market. So for example, with me, with family law, I'm able to then target just people who are going through a separation and divorce, rather than targeting people who might be needing a conveyance or might be needing a lease drafted, for example. So it does make it a lot easier to target the people that you want to attract as your customers. Because if you try and attract everybody, you actually appeal to nobody. Also, if you try and attract lots of people and not niche, your actual budget on advertising may not really go as far as you had hoped. However, when you are drilling down and targeting through the niche that you are looking for, you're going to find that your marketing budget spreads around a little more. The other thing that I have found by niching down is that it's really, really efficient and easy to create valuable referral partners. What do I mean by that? Well, there are a bunch of businesses out there that share exactly the same clients as you are looking for. And when you niche down, you're able to target those businesses and the people in those businesses and create referral partnerships or referral relationships where you can refer each other work. So for example, with me and family law, other businesses that don't offer family law as part of their suite of services, such as litigation lawyers, accountants, financial planners, estate planning lawyers, or real estate agents, just to name a few, these people all have the same client as I have. So we have the client in common and we're able to refer each other work. So for example, if I have someone going through a divorce and separation and they now need a estate plan done, or they need to sell a property, in my suite of referral partnerships or relationships that I have created, I'm able to access those people for my clients really, really easily and refer work to them. And I know that I can safely refer work to them without risking losing my client. For example, that could happen, and it may have happened to me before where I've learnt my lesson, where I've referred work to another lawyer who specializes in a different area of law. However, in their law firm, they also offer family law. So you know that your referral is safe, your client is going to be looked after, and they will remain your client as well for the work that you do for them. So that's how you can create a really powerful referral relationships by niching down. Another benefit is that when you are niching down and you're offering very specific services to a very specific client, you are able to establish a community. You see, when it comes to a community, people like to hang around with people just like them. And because of this, you can actually find groups of your target customers or niche in one location, such as in Facebook groups. No matter what type of business you have, there are vibrant communities full of people that are your ideal client. It's just finding these people. And the way that you can make yourself known in these groups is not by advertising, but it's by giving value and being really helpful. So that's something that's really, really important and great when you niche down. And finally, when you niche down, you can really easily become an expert leader in your industry. And that means that you are the go-to person in your industry for the specialized service that you offer. So when people are looking for that particular problem that they have, they want someone to solve that problem, they will look to you because you are the expert in your industry, because you have niched down, rather than being the generalist who offers everything. You're able to communicate the value that you're offering far better than the competition, because that is the only thing that you offer. And while you do this, you're actually creating a bigger trust circle, which means that people are more likely to buy from you when trust is established. So if they have a problem and they see you as the person who can provide the solution, they are going to be coming to you first. So one of the things about niching that makes it really scary is it feels like you're really locking yourself in. But that is absolutely not true at all. It doesn't mean that you can't serve other people. It doesn't mean that you can't offer something else down the track. But when you start out niching, what it means is that you do become an expert in your industry. You do become the go-to person. It doesn't necessarily mean that you actually have to stay there forever. You're not choosing your path until you retire. You're just choosing your path for now so people know where to come to. It is totally okay to be open-minded and pivot as you go. We all do it, and so many of us have more than one career. I am the perfect example of that. I have had way more than one career, and it's okay to do that. But initially, as you're getting started, niche your business down and start attracting your ideal clients to buy your services so that you can gain traction as an expert in your industry. This is an amazing opportunity to create a niche for yourself. If you are in business and you're struggling to find your niche, or you're struggling to work out who your ideal client is, and you're struggling therefore to scale your business, then why don't you check out my Scalable Business Society? Inside Scalable Business Society, these are the things that we focus on. We help you work out who your ideal client is, and we help you to really get traction in your business so that you can scale and create the life you have always wanted, which I know is one where you have more choices and more freedom. If you would love to know more about the Scalable Business Society, please DM me at caralee.fontanelli on Instagram and I will get back to you. You just need to DM me the word scalable and I will know exactly what you are talking about. Well, it was great having you tune in today and I hope to hear from you shortly. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the Being Unstoppable podcast, brought to you by my personal brand, Freebies, which you can find at caraleefontanelli.com. If you got value from this week's episode, I would love it if you would hit subscribe and take a minute to leave me a review. You can connect with me on Instagram or Facebook. Just search for Caralee Fontanelli. Until next time, remember, if you believe in yourself, you will be unstoppable.